Shalom, brothers and sisters. Welcome to another installment of the Kingdom Music Reviews podcast. I'm your brother, Take One, That Servant. On today's installment, we have the brother, none other than Chaazak, and we was finally able to get him on. Uh, as usual, you already know how these installments go. Where I pretty much look to get a backdrop, on the brother or the sister, who's on the podium, alongside me, just to get an idea, what I mean, of their journey. Everybody has a journey to profess and to, share with the nation. And it's not even just with the nation, it's also a source of, inspiration for those who are not in the faith as well. Because when people can hear, the tale that you have to tell, or the journey that you have to convey, what I mean, you just don't know like what type of just hearing the conviction in your voice as you're expressing like the ebbs and the flows of your walk with the Most High. You don't know what kind of motivation that's going to instill within them. Just them listening to everything that you had to go through to become the individual that you are in the present sense, and you're still growing even after that. You know what I mean? Like that alone can, convict them to like, okay, what I'm saying, maybe I should pay a mind. I should pay, more of an ear to what is being said here. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? From that point on, they might go on to cultivate their own relationship with the Most High. The point is, there's a lot of value and there's a lot of benefit in, hearing somebody's testimony, and it's a blessing to be able to, have those things, expressed here on the platform. So, giving all praises to the Most High and, Mashiach for just, giving us another installment to have and to, come together and just, reflect on his goodness. If you guys haven't checked out some of the previous installments, definitely do your due diligence. So far, the season is off to a pretty great start, in my opinion. It's definitely been seeing, more people, mingling and intertwining with the platform, than last season. I mean, last season was great, but this season I feel like it's getting even better. And like I said, it's gonna be a beautiful thing to see, the direction that the Most High, um, you know, pulls this thing in. Means at the end of the day, I allow Him to pretty much conduct everything. Me, I'm just a vessel. You know what I mean? So without further ado, I'm not gonna ramble on too much. Once again, we have the brother Chaazak Lab on us, or on the platform with us here today. Brother, how you doing?
Doing fine. All praise to the Most High.
Oh, praises. The brother, he actually just released his mixtape, Back to Zion, 8 tracks, beautiful, beautiful thing. Yeah, I see you got the backdrop presenting. Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, man. That artwork. Let's before we get any deeper, like how did what was the inspiration? Like how did you put that together? Did you do that yourself?
No, I had somebody make it. So I'm gonna give you a little rundown
Hmm.
about this Back to Zion. All these songs on Back to Zion was really supposed to be on my album called "What the Father Say," but the Most High just put it in my spirit to just go ahead and drop some for the people. So, I was just thinking one day. I was like, what could I name this? Then I was just thinking about the song called Back to Zion that I had made. I was like, I could call it Back to Zion. And then just the cover for this, I want y'all to get feelings of what it is to go back to Zion, or what it is to, you know, on our, second Exodus journey on the way back to Zion. And I want to give people a feel for, what it's gonna be like. So that's why I had, the dude that made my cover, like, give y'all this type of feeling, like, we on the highway back to Zion. We on the road. That's where we walking to.
Yeah, I mean, it looks really nice. I like that. You know what I mean? It's very it's really inspiring. You know what I mean? Especially for those who are really like holding fast to the Most High's commandments in this hour. Like them just seeing that type of artwork. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna, just that alone is enough to give that rejuvenation to the soul, to the spirit. You know what I mean? Drive forth some deliverance, even without listening, to the music. You know what I mean? And but with like paired with the music, it's just that much more of like a powerful experience. You know what I mean? So, all praises to the Most High for that. Um, I mean, what gave you the motivation to title it Back to Zion?
The motivation, just because it's the way how I've been feeling in my spirit, and I just, we want the Abba, to deliver us and just get us out this captivity. And on my spirit, I was just like, man, like, you know, we got to do these things to go back home. So I was like, shoot, let's make a song. Let's motivate the people and just show them some like of us going back to Zion. So that's why I, made it back to Zion. That's why I called it back to Zion.
Back to Zion, and back to Zion we will go, man. You know what I mean? That's gonna be a beautiful day, man, when we all finally, gather together. You know, it's gonna be no more arguing, no more bickering, no more divisiveness, you know what I'm saying, amongst the nation. You know, we're all gonna be on one accord, with the most
Right,
high and Mashiach, man. It's gonna be a beautiful thing, man. So yeah, all praises, man. Back to Zion indeed. Um, I guess now we can actually start, going into, some of the typical talking points that I normally tend to, touch on, when it comes to, these installments. For me myself personally, I'm actually kind of, you know, interested, and kind of knowing, it's because when I listen to some of your music, bro, like I feel that zeal. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of zeal. It's a lot of conviction and a lot of passion. You know what I mean? As it's supposed to be, because either you're hot, either you're cold. You know what I'm saying? You got to be on fire for the Lord. You know what I mean? If you're gonna
right,
be in this thing, you got to be in it with both feet. You know what I'm saying? It's no one foot in, one foot out. You know what I'm saying? Like either you in it, to win it, to the bitter ends, right? Just like a Mashiach, or you just in between. Well, truth be told, there really is no in betweens. You know what I mean? But even if you try to play that game, most sides gonna just spit you out. But with you, I don't hear none of that. You know what I mean? It's just nothing but pure fire, pure zeal, pure passion, as it's supposed to be. So, but I mean, like I said, everybody has their respective journey. Like me myself, I came up in a traditional, Christian Baptist type of household setting and whatnot. Where going to church every Sunday is a must. You know what I'm saying? You got to. You know what I'm saying? It's not even really much of a discussion. I mean, it wasn't until like my later years, like high school and stuff like that, where the Most High, started really, pulling me into, the truth. You know what I mean? And I started slowly but surely coming out of the matrix, and everything just that intuition that I used to have in my spirit that something about this world just wasn't right. Most High just really started to put all the pieces together, and just really peeling the layers back. And from that point on, I just never really looked back. You know what I mean? Now, for me to just act like none of the things that I now understand don't exist, I would literally be, that's like suicide at that point. That's literally spiritual suicide. You know what I mean? I can't act like I don't know the things that I know. But that foundation was pretty much already set for me, just being raised in the household that I was in. You know what I mean? But like I said, everybody's journey into the truth is a little bit different. So I guess the first question I would ask is, like, what was your awakening process like? You know what I mean? Was it somewhat kind of similar? You know what I mean? Like, as far as going to church on Sundays, passing the basket around, tithing and stuff like that, or
Uh, my awakening process was me. As a child, I did grow up in the Christian church. I would say all the way to like I was like 14 or 15, but that's like when I really stopped going to church, and I think it was before then, like 13 or something, and I just had always the feeling to always get right with the Most High, because I did want to do something for Him. I was like 14, I was making songs in the world, but I always just like had that passion for the Most High, because it's like this was my favorite movie when I was in Christianity. You know that Moses movie that's made by DreamWorks?
yeah, yeah, I've heard it.
That's
Yeah.
like basically kinda how could I say the word? That's close to what the biblical selves of us look like and
Hmm.
stuff. I always liked that movie as a child, like always, and I always watched it. And I always liked that movie, and just the Most High was moving me at 14. I started going back to church and stuff, and then I was getting a zeal, reading my Bible more, you know, um, trying to change my life around, because I really wanted to do things for the Most High, and I always knew I was gonna make music for Him, but I didn't know like when the right time was. And then I was going on 15, going on 16, going through a lot of stuff in my life, and I had something happen when I was 16. I was at the studio. I ain't gonna say everything, but I was at the studio, and Most High gave me a big wake up call, and I could have died. I could have died that day, and I made a vow to the Most High at the age of 16. I told him, I was like, if you get me out this situation, I will serve you. I give you my whole life. I'll give you everything. And it was crazy how, thinking on it now, the Most High answered my prayers. And after that, I really stopped doing the things that I was doing, like for a little bit. Then, it would pick back up. And then I was 17, going on 18, 2021. And the Most High presented me the truth. And, at that time I was going through it a lot, like depression, feel like my mama rejected me. I was going through things in the crib, the house. I was just going through a lot at the time. Breakups. It was a lot of heartbreak at that time. And I ain't have nobody to turn to but the Most High. But, I had got off, the enemy try to, intervene and come in between it. And I had kind of got off, and the Most High was telling me the truth. But it wasn't until 2022, when I went through the thing again, that the Most High really woke me up in, 2022. And I started taking heed to the truth. And, I really started following the truth. And Most High woke me up. And I really just start walking for real. And it's crazy how I can say this. It was like 2021 going on 2022. 2021, at the end of 2021, like going on to 2022, I was trying to get my life right with the Most High. And, you know, it was crazy. The devil wanted my soul so bad at that time. I'm talking about what? I'm getting into my word. I'm meditating. I'm taking heed to what my sis had told me about the Most High. I'm taking heed, right? I'm taking heed. And it was just one night, I couldn't even go to sleep. I'm talking about, I kept hearing voices in my head. Like I was getting tormented every night with voices in my head. And it wasn't until, I really start taking it for real and serious, like going on 2021, going into 2022, is when like the Most High took it away. And he took it away, and I was just grateful. And I just, I kept seeking him, I kept praying, man, I kept getting in my word. I started doing the research, and the Most High woke me up to the truth in 2022, and I woke up, and I ended up calling my sis, Yaria. I ended up calling her, and I told her, I was like, sis, I understand now. She was like, what you mean? She was just totally confused. I was like, I understand. I understand. She was like, spit it out. I was like, I'm an Israelite. I'm an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. I understand now. And then she was like, all praises. And she couldn't believe it, because it was out of nowhere. Most High planted the seed in 2021, and I ain't wake up a year later into 2022. And that's when the Most High had ended up answering my prayers when I was 16, going on to, I think 2017 or 2018. It was one of them, or 2019. I think it was 2019. Yeah, 2019, if I'm correct. I think that's when I had prayed that prayer when I was 16, and Most High woke me up at the age of 18. And ever since then, I've been glad. I've been thankful for what the Most High has been doing for me, and just putting His spirit on me to just make this music. Cause I ain't even gonna cap. I wasn't thinking I was gonna be making music for the Most High. Cause 2023, at that time, or I mean 2022, I was in the truth, in the world at the same time. I was messing up. 2023, I was messing up. Most High made me homeless, but I had to go ahead and trust in His plan, and then got into some stuff, with family. Went to jail. Shoot, messed up in jail, like messed up bad. fell down to Otto in jail, that Muhammad stuff. And I came out a day later. The day later I came out, the Most High really like was convicting me through somebody. And I came in the truth. I came back in the truth that same day. That the next day after I came out of jail, I came back in the truth that same day. And ever since then, I've been on it and trying to keep the commandments harder, trying to keep the faith, trying to keep the feast. And it wasn't really to later that year in 2023, after I got out of jail, after I had, fell to an idol, that the Most High put it on my spirit to get baptized. And I got baptized in November 2023. And ever since then, I ain't looked back. Then in 2024, I had really, start making music like for the Most High. Cause at first it was hard, like I was saying. I couldn't put the mind to what to say. But it was like 2023, getting baptized and working on my flows, got out of jail, uh, writing my songs, and it was into 2024 the Most High pushed me to drop my first EP, and then going on to it's not really 2025, but they're 2025, but going on to this their California 2025, I just dropped my first mixtape, and I've been up since then.
Yeah, man. Yeah, because I actually saw some of the performance clips that you've been posting on IG, man. It certainly has been going up, man, and it's gonna be a beautiful thing to see. The Most High continue to allow things to go for you, man. But man, once again, bro, that's why I said it's always a beautiful thing to have brothers and sisters on the platform to you know give listeners a earful about all of the different things that they had to go through. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm pretty sure not a whole lot of people, unless they're really close to you, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people probably, wouldn't have known like off top, like, oh, the brother had to go through this, he had to go through that, he had to go this stepping stone, that stepping stone, just to arrive to where the destination that you are right now. You know what I mean? Because me myself personally, I've never been incarcerated a day in my life. So I can only imagine like, what that must have been like, and also the purpose that served for you to be where you are right now. Because it's interesting, because I was speaking with a bro of mine yesterday, and I was pretty much just telling him like just the whole thing of like going through our, like, we're just a byproduct of our experiences when we really look at it. At the end of the day, everything that we've been through, everything I've been through, everything you've been through, we're just a byproduct, man. We're just the sum of all of our experiences, whether it be for good or whether it be for worse. But either way you look at it, there's something that we're taking from that point in our lives, that phase in our lives, that's going to carry on to, the next step in our journey. You know what I mean? And for you, obviously, there's a lot of things that you had to experience, but you know, like I said, Most High made sure that it all summed up for you to be where you are right now. As zealous as you are, a vessel meet for His use, and you shining all the more because of it. I know you said that. All right, once you got out of jail and whatnot, it wasn't easy to get back into making music. But even before that, like, did you ever find it like somewhat troublesome to make music for the Most High, or have you always found yourself like dealing with some kind of conflict when you're trying to make music to glorify the Father?
Um, at the time, 2022, I woke up. But it was like I was still in the world at the same time, and I tried to make music for the Father, but I realized I had to be clean. I wasn't clean all the way. I was still smoking at the time. Um, I was still fornicating. I was, not doing things that was righteous in the right time, and I couldn't put it on in my mind of what to even make. And that's why I feel like the Most High had to put me what I had to do and wash me and had to make me go underwater to really restore me and give me the spirit to make this music.
Yeah, yeah, no, I feel you on that. I feel you on that, because, and the reason why I ask that is because it's a common pattern that I see, with brothers in Israel and whatnot. Like, they had that gift, that music ministry, because there's a lot of brothers and sisters out there that do music and whatnot. But one thing I've realized is, and this doesn't, like I said, this is not like a fact or anything like that, but I'm just saying like a common pattern that I see. Like, they were probably already doing music in the world and whatnot. Obviously, that music wasn't really like fully devoted to the Most High. And it doesn't mean that it was devilish or anything like that, but it just wasn't fully devoted to the Most High. It wasn't music with a whole lot of deliverance in it. We'll just put it like that. You know what I mean? But once they finally transitioned into the faith or truth, what I mean, they've been awakened from the matrix and everything. It is somewhat of a slow process, even for me myself. You know what I mean? I found it somewhat of a slow process, me getting back into making music, because before the faith, I was making music here and there, writing a lot. I used to write a lot. Oh my goodness, Lord knows, man. I still remember days back in high school. Yeah, man. I still remember days like in math class and whatnot, man. Like teachers, because I never really, like, you know, to be told, bro, I never really liked school like that, to be honest, at all, period, especially math. So it's like during math class, I'm just like jotting, connecting syllables and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like just in my own world and whatnot. But one thing I did notice is that like when I did write, I always did have a bar or two. Like I still got the notebooks and everything. I don't think I'm ever gonna get rid of them, but I always did have like a bar or two devoted to the Most High. I don't even know why I was writing it, man. I don't know. I don't know why. You know what I'm saying? Like, but now I see why. You know what I mean? Because he already, preordained me to do things that I was gonna be doing like in the present sense. Now, as far as like
Right.
podcasting and whatnot, Lord knows I didn't ever think I was gonna pick up, a microphone and do podcasting. And just like you, like how you said you never thought that you were gonna do music for him. I never thought that either. You know what I mean? But he did, and he made sure that everything that I went through would result in me being in the position that I'm in right now. But when I did finally come into that awakening of who he really is, and who we are as his children, his set apart children, you know, uh, as Israelites and things, it wasn't like just a you know overnight process. Like, all right, give me the mic. I mean, I'm going to start dropping some tracks and whatnot. Like, we gotta keep the commandments, we gotta keep the laws, and all this and that. Like, nah, bro. Yeah, far from it, bro. Far, far from it. As a matter of fact, I was actually hesitant to even get back into making music and stuff like that. To be honest with you, bro, because the thing is, bro, once you realize like what it takes to rise to the charts, and be larger than life, you know what I mean, be on a level of like a Kanye or a Jay-Z, a Drake, so on and so forth. Once you realize what you really gotta do, what I mean, it puts a pretty bad taste in your mouth. At least it did for me, just speaking for myself. Like it does leave a pretty bad taste in your mouth. Like what's the point, you know what I'm saying? But of course, like I said, Most High, he knows and he thinks otherwise, you know what I mean?
Right.
And you already noticed, what I'm saying, our people, like all throughout the scriptures, music is a primal form of worship for us. I mean, you read the Psalms, you see the songs that David is crafting, for the Most High. He's being vulnerable, he's being in that secret place, communion with the Most High, just asking for that strength, you know what I mean, and getting that strength from the Most High, as he's in the midst of a lot of his adversities and whatnot. But the way he was able to tie it in and worship the Most High through song and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It just is a powerful thing. You know what I mean? And it's all throughout our culture. So, like I said, it's not a mistake why the Most High, wanted brothers like yourself, Yafi. He's somebody who I've had on the platform, or Ben Cole,
That's
Hezekiah,
my boy.
or
That's my boy.
yeah, yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's no surprise, why he's, chosen and elected brothers to have that ministry, you know what I mean? So yeah, man, it's a beautiful thing. But now that you have been able to overcome a lot of those obstacles and get to the point that you are, right now, where okay, you finally been able to, put a lot of those things behind you, those stumbling blocks, those things that are pretty much designed to separate you from the Most High. Like how much better have how much better has your life become, and also how much lighter are you able to walk as a result?
Man, it just, I mean, I was just thinking the other day, man. I was like, man, I'm so glad, man, Most High ain't blow me up. And he ain't blow me up in the real, cause like I think it was 2020, 2021 or 2020 going to 2021. I had made a like hit song called 007. I was in the rail. You can see it on my YouTube page, and like that it was finna go up. I was getting looked at, people in the industry. A lot of people was looking at me in the industry. I'm talking about my page going up. Then boom, the Most High stopped it. And I was like, hold on, like they ain't like what's going on. But I didn't know until now it wasn't the Most High playing, because I was watching a video the other day of the rapper, his name called NBA Youngboy, and he was just so high out of his mind, like out of his mind when he was like this, just like nodding off, and I was like, whew, I'm glad the Most High saved me from the real. Then I was just seeing some things about these rappers, of how these rappers that I guess they was hard back then starting to act super effeminate now, starting to wear uh their hands, their nails black and stuff, and starting to look like a female. I said, ugh. I said, no, because I know what come with that industry stuff. I said, ugh, nah. I said, I said, I was like, devil can't have my soul. No, no, no. Like, nah, like, no, like, and I'm glad the Most High really saved me from the world, and just ever since you know that song by Hezekiah, when he start the song, when he was like thank you, Father, for taking the cares of the world off of my
I was
shoulders.
just about to mention that. You talking about pure? Yep. I was just about to mention
Yeah, man. And
that.
I think back on that song, and I'm like, thank you, Abba. Like, man, thank you for just taking these things off my shoulders where I don't have to really worry. Now I can make music and feel like myself, and I don't have to be nobody else. I can be myself, but just worship and praising the Most High. I can have my own flow. I could just finally do something that I feel good at.
Mm-hmm.
Like it feels good making music for the Most High. I don't gotta be like nobody. I can be me. I can be who the
Mm-hmm.
Most High created me to be before trying to be in the streets and trying to act super hard and tough and get ranked. Like, no, I don't gotta do that. I can walk with love. I can show people Hamashiach. I can show them the light, the glory of the Father which shines upon me, so that they can see it and glorify Him off the good works that I do for His name.
Hey man,
Like,
that's the plan, Doc. Hey, that's the objective, bro. That's the mission. You know what I mean?
con.
And like I said, you know, the first step is just, you know, that obedience. You know what I mean? Because you know, Mashiach already told us, you know, to take his, you know, yoke upon us, you know, and to put it on us. You know what I'm saying? And to learn of him, you know, because he's meek. You know, he's lowly in heart. You know what I mean? And everything you just said is exactly what it is. You know, you don't have to follow the trends of the world. You know, you don't have to, you know, subject yourself to, you know, a life of sin. You know what I mean? Because oh, you know, this is what it takes to be the top guy and all this and that. Like, nah, you know what I mean? It's just like what the scripture says. I believe it was John that said it. I forgot which chapter specifically, but he was talking about, like, the things of the world. You know what I'm saying? Not to love the world, not of the things that are in the world. What is of the world, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure, yeah. The lust of
Yeah,
the
I know
flesh,
what
the
verse
lust of
he's
the,
talking
yeah,
about.
the lust of the eyes, the pride of life. You know what I mean? Those things
Yep.
aren't of the Father, but they're of this world. You know, and it tells you like how, you know, friendship with the world. Like I believe that's somewhere in I think it's in James chapter 4 where it talks about friendship with the
Yep.
world is it's
It's
enmity with God. So it's just like, you know,
yep.
you can't expect to, you can't have both, man. You can't have both. You have to pick a side, man. You can't. That's why I said like earlier in the installment. You know what I mean? Like hot or cold. You know what I'm saying? You got to be either or, man. You know what I mean? When you have that attachment to the world, like for me personally, you know what I'm saying? Like if it were to all end today, I'm not holding on to nothing here. You know what I mean? I like to be
Con.
light. I like to be lightweight. You know what I mean? I'm not holding on to nothing here. I don't have 50, you know what I'm saying? I don't got 50 mansions, you know what I'm saying, plastered all across the world, you know what I mean? All these private getaways, you know, I don't got a bunch of yachts to my name and private jets and stuff. And I don't, and on top of that, I don't want none of that stuff, man. Because this is not our rest. That's why, like I said, to go back to, you know, the title of the mixtape that you made, Back to Zion, we know where we going back. You know what I mean? Why would I want to exhaust all of my energy, all of my
Yep.
focus, all of my resources to try to obtain, you know, all of this stuff here in Babylon when I know that, according to how as it's been written, is all destined for failure. It's all about to blow. It's all about to crumble. Just what I'm saying? Like it doesn't make any
Yep.
sense. What I mean? I'd rather be
Babylon
light.
falling right
Yeah,
now.
absolutely.
As we speak, man, we know we close. As we
Hmm.
speak.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And what you said earlier about the rappers and stuff like that, I'm glad that you see that. I'm glad that you have a sharp observation to see that, what the industry is doing with these guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, Kid Cudi, Kid Cudi, right? The artist. When he first came into the industry, he wasn't on that effeminate type of behavior that he was on. You know what I'm saying? The dude, he was just like I said, he was just in his masculine energy, his frame. But that's what the industry do to you. You know what I'm saying? When you decide to sign up and join, their craft, join their agenda and whatnot, bro, they're gonna pimp you out. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna pimp you out, and it's all to because the thing is that's pretty much what because they did that in the 90s, with the gangster rap and stuff like that. You know what I mean? The whole point of that actually it's crazy because I had put a story up on my other IG profile about that, their agenda with hip hop. You know what I mean? Like in the 90s, it was the whole gangster rap with NWA and whatnot, and all of that was like a psychological what you call it, what's the word I'm looking for? Agenda that they had set in play to try to like get as many black men like in the hoods and whatnot like incarcerated as much as possible because there's money in that. It's a lucrative business. Having as many people in the imprisoned and whatnot. But now you're starting to see like what they're doing on top of that. They're still pushing that same agenda, but now they're also trying to incorporate the effeminism or the effeminate type of energy and stuff like that. And you see that with your Lil Nas X's, you know what I mean? And Kid Cudi, just to go back to him, they got him on that type of stuff now. You know what I'm saying? You see him with like the mascara and, the dresses on and wearing skirts and painting his nails and stuff like that. Like who else? Shoot, there's quite a bit of them that be doing that. Oh yeah, Lil Uzi Vert. Oh my gosh, bro, that dude is a freaking demon, man. Oh my
Lil
goodness.
Uzi, shoot, Playboy
Oh my
Cardi. Playboy
gosh, yeah,
Cardi wasn't like that. Now he just looks super feminine. I seen some come out like I think it was a couple months ago, a year when he was wearing a G strap. I was like, oh
yeah,
no. I was
man.
like,
Yeah,
no.
bro. I like, and you see, he got like, you see, that's the thing about it. You see who they clearly serve. The man got like the tattoo of Satan on, I think, on the back of his neck or something like that. So it's just like, bro, like, how much more like blatantly obvious does it have to be who they serve and what you have to do to hit that next level? It's just like, man, the industry is no place for a man of righteousness, a person who really genuinely have a belief in the Most High. And if you do, bro, please, please, please stay far the hell away from the industry. You don't need them. All right. I mean, I get it. People be feeling like they need to get on. You know what I'm saying? Like, my marketing power and my money, is not up like, with the UMGs, the Sonys, the Warners and whatnot. Man, forget about all of that, bro. Forget about all that. They don't deserve your talent. They don't deserve your
Mm-mm.
talent. They don't deserve you. You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, they need you. You know what I'm saying? They need souls. They need to keep recruiting people the same way that the Most High, he calls us to fulfill his will and to glorify him with all the different talents and gifts that one could possibly have walking in his faith, serving him and whatnot. Satan does the exact same thing, bro. It's just opposite. He does it for his evil, twisted agenda. You know what I
Yep.
mean? They need us, bro. They need us. They need us, man. And on top of that, they know that their time is up. You know what I mean? They know that, like I said, the clock, what I'm saying, it's forever ticking on them. You know what I mean? That's why they're really trying to advance this thing as much as possible. You know what I mean? So, I mean, like I said, it's a beautiful thing, that the Most High did, put a cap on that. You know what I mean? And didn't allow, things to take off, the way that, I guess you thought it was going to take off on that single, 007, you said, you know what I mean? And that really was the Most High just protecting you because the Most High, he has his elect sealed, you know what I mean? And he's not going to just, let, his elect, fall into treacherous waters and all
Right.
this and that. No, he already, he already knows like he already knows where he ultimately wants you to be, so he's going to ensure that you get there. He's the author of our steps, like Proverbs 20 verses 24 says, it's one of my favorite verses. It says, man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? You know what I mean? And like how you said, you never thought that you'd be making music for the Most High, but he knew that. You know what I mean? He knew that. That's why, like I said, he had to make sure that certain things, popped off for you. The way in which they did, for you. But now that you got back to Zion out there, man, how does it feel, man? I mean, I'm sure you've been on a roll, and you use that momentum to your advantage. You know what I'm saying? Staying in the studio, performances and stuff like that. What's the feedback and what's the result been like now that you finally got that out there?
Man, a lot of people loving it, man. They loving it. I can see most of their favorite songs is Back to Zion, Fallen Nation, Chosen People, to Abba. To Abba, one that really blew up. Shoot. It's doing good. Like I'm getting a lot of people that's coming to my DM, like, I had one brother. He said Hezekiah had ended up reposting it on his story. He said like he could see Abba working through me, and he told me to keep that zeal up, keep doing what I need to do. And I've been having a lot of people come in my DMs like, bro, keep going, like keep doing what you need to do. I've been getting a lot of good feedback on it. And that's crazy because my mama not in the truth, but she came and see my performance, and she told me she was proud of me. She said she liked my performance.
All praises, man. See, that's what it's about, man. When you let that light shine, that's why Most High, Mashiach, he said, a light is not meant to be hidden. I mean, you don't light up a lamp and then put it under the desk or put it under the bed or anything like that for nobody to see it. You gotta let your light shine bright. You know what I mean? And obviously, you letting your light shine the way in which you are. People like I know you just mentioned your mother. They seeing that, and with that, they glorify, our Father which is in heaven, man. And that's what it's pretty much all about. You know what I mean? And I know you mentioned the performance and everything, and I saw some of the snippets on IG and whatnot. I mean, it was pretty dope, man. I like that. I like that. Like tell us, how did that all come about?
Oh man. So I ain't gonna cap. I ain't think I was gonna be performing, but I heard about the drip and sip like months ago. I was like, oh, drip and sip. Oh, it's gonna be in Grand Prairie, Texas, because I'm like in like the DFW area. You got Dallas, Arlington, and Fort Worth. So you got that area. So I'm in the DFW area. I'm in the borderline and stuff. So man, I heard about it. I was like, I gotta get on the stage. I was like, shoot, I gotta do this. So I end up hitting up turn up, I think it was turn up the highlights page, or it was Sister Delta. I end up hitting Sister Delta up. She run a turn up the highlights. Shout out to Sister Delta. She
Yeah,
gonna
shout
see
out to
this. Shout
Sister
out to
Delta.
Sister Delta. Shout
Yeah.
out to Turn Up the Highlights, man. One of the best Israelite, promotion pages that help our brothers and sisters out there. But yeah, I hit her up, had sent her my music. I'm talking about this out of nowhere. I'm at work. She said, "Ah, you got approved to perform." I was like, "What?" I was like, "Oh, praises!" Like this came out of nowhere. I didn't even think Most High was gonna let me, be able to perform and put it in their spirit for me to perform. And I was just like, I found out I was giving the Most High praises. I was hyped at work. They was looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm saying hallelujah, like I'm giving the Most High praise. I said, let's go, let's go.
Hey,
And
hallelujah. Hallelujah.
it was crazy. Like I didn't know that was gonna come, but
Hmm.
I talked about this all 2024. I said, watch, I'm gonna perform. I'm gonna perform. Watch. I got this performance. I done perform. I got a performance in June. I got a performance in October. I think I got a performance in September. Now I'm trying to get on to Fringe Fest and to Brucella. Like, it's a lot of things that's opening up.
Hey, all
Another
praises,
performance
man.
in June. Like, then if you know about the Mississippi Bash,
Yeah, I heard it. Yeah, I heard about that one.
that
Yeah, that's
yep,
a
the
good one.
brother was there. He
Yeah.
hit me up the day or the 2 days after 2 days after Drip and Sip talking about you want to perform in Mississippi for the Mississippi Bash in October. I said, yeah, hallelujah.
Oh
All
shoot.
praises, man. Like, I was hyped. I was like, everything that I talked about in 2024, but it's still 2024. Everything that I talked about, it is happening. Everything
Okay.
that I talked about, I spoke all of this into existence. Literally, and I prayed on this. And the most high just making things come into play because it's crazy. I was getting a lot of things come on my timeline. The most high was like drop music, like what you were saying, like how Hamashiach basically said, don't let your light just be dim, or it's like it's the scripture when the Messiah is looking for talents and that
Yeah.
person hid their talents.
I know
Then
exactly
you
what you're talking about. Yeah. Yep.
then you
I know
got
what
the
you.
parable of the 10 virgins when the virgins didn't even have no oil.
Mm-hmm.
Came on them like a thief in the night. And that's how I'm trying to be. I'm trying to be like the people that have the talents, and I'm trying to use them because the most high was like, why you not dropping no music? Like, I gave you this gift and why you not dropping? And it was just like an everyday thing. And I was like, all right, okay, most high. Recorded music. I was like, let me just stack it. Most high like drop. I'm like, dang, I barely got music. Drop. Drop my EP. I'm talking about I got music from rolling up to last year, already to now. I got like a lot of music in the vote. He drop. Drop. All right. I'm like, I need to drop some. That's why I dropped back to Zion. He drop. I dropped this back to Zion, doing good. Now I got an album on the way because everybody's keep getting this the back to Zion mixed up with an album. It's not an album, it's a mixtape. I know
Yeah.
it's 8 songs long and it sounds like an album, but I guess a pre-album, I guess. But I got an album coming out pretty soon called What the Father Say. So,
Oh shoot.
be on the lookout on that. That's gonna be way better than Back to Zion. Like, got that on the way, man. I've been doing a lot of stuff. Doing what the Most High commanded me to do. Drop that music.
Hey man, you just about your father's business, bro. I mean, hey, hallelujah, man. I mean, hey, bro, congratulations, man. Giving all praises to the Most High and Mashiach, bro. I mean, clearly he's raining all his blessings and all his his grace, upon you, bro. I know you're gonna tear it up on each and every single last one of these events, man. And shoot, for sure, I definitely can't wait to hear, what the Father has to say. The album that you have in the works and whatnot, bro. And but nah, bro. As far as it topping back to Zion, which maybe I guess you I guess you could say it will. But hey man, back to Zion just from how it sounds, from the feedback that you said that you've been having, bro. Clearly, it's been resonating with the nation on a deep level, bro. And it's been giving them a lot of encouragement and a lot of spiritual momentum, I'm saying, especially in this hour that we in, because it's just we're in a time right now where it's just like there's a lot of teeter tottering going on, and people just dealing with the weight of the world, or a lot of the things that they a lot of their worldly responsibilities and stuff like that. So it's so easy to like lose sight of the ultimate prize. But mixtapes like Back to Zion, you know what I mean, and Lord willing, everything else that you have in store is meant to um you know reset their focus where it really needs to be, man. So all praises, man. I'm happy to hear that, bro. I'm really happy, bro. I mean, all praise to the Most High, bro. I'm real happy for you, right? And I know you mentioned Fringed Up, so I guess that means that they are gonna be having a F3 this summer.
Yeah, they should.
Okay,
Well, y'all
okay,
willingly,
okay.
they should. Yeah, of course they probably are having another Fringed Up Fest.
Hmm.
I'm not saying too much. I don't know too much, but I feel like they are. And Brucella, they changed their name to Brew Nudie. They said they having another event since it did so good last year. So, man,
Yeah.
I'm trying to hit them up and get a spot secured or some.
Hmm.
Man, I'm trying to do something.
Yeah,
So
because
I'm
I know
just
they out in
man,
in Cali. Yeah, yeah, in Cali.
hey, them
Yeah.
LA brews be LA brews be supporting.
Yeah, man. It's just a different type of energy out there, man. It's a different type of energy. I know the brother Dre T Saucy is out there, man. He's somebody I've been covering on a podcast and whatnot. I know he's out there doing his thing. He just put out his EP. Welcome to the Sauce and whatnot. Shouts out to Dre. Also my bro Yafi and Solo the Prince as well. And everybody else out there as well. You know what I mean? Yeah, you are right. They did change their name to Brew Unity due to some legal problems and stuff like that. But I mean, all praise to the
Yeah,
Most High. Everything was able to work out. For them. And I think Say La Soul is out there too, if I'm not mistaken. I could be
yeah,
wrong. Oh, Say La
yeah.
Soul is out there too. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah. All praises, man. Well, shoot, man. I mean, like I said, it's a lot going for you, bro. I know you said you're gonna be performing in June. That's the more recent one. That's
Oh
coming up.
yeah, it's gonna be in Dallas. It's called Hebrew Wall Street.
Wall Street.
Uh, yeah, Hebrew Wall Street is gonna be in Dallas, man. Shout
Hmm.
out to Picture. Shout out to brother Shaya. Shout out to them. I got that. They hit me in my sister hit me in my DM, asked me if I wanted to perform. All praise to the Most High. I was like, yes. I've been waiting for this for a minute, man. I
Nice,
guess I had to shine that light, man.
nice. Absolutely, man. And for a second I thought you were about to say True Music Awards because I know they be hosting that out there in Dallas as well.
I went to Truth Music Awards last year. I don't think I'm performing there. Honestly, you know, Truth Music Awards is cool. It's pretty cool.
Okay, okay. They be
I
having like
think,
the yeah, go ahead.
huh?
No, I was just saying they be having live performances and stuff.
Yeah, like I think it was like 6 or 7 or 8 performances last year. Rosan Judah performed, Faith in Israel performed, Aaliyah Tayavi she performed. Um, I, I, Samara Israel or something like that she performed.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot her name.
Was Shanaheem out there?
Who?
Shanaheem, the couple.
They didn't perform.
Oh, okay.
Then you had Yapa Q and I forgot his name. He was in the Lord of His movie that they
Serve,
had.
Serve.
I think so.
Okay.
He
All
was out there
praises.
too, so they end up hosting the Troop Music Awards and stuff. You know,
Mhm.
damn, it was cool. I think they're having it in May. I think the next one is in May or June. It's super close. It's like I think it's a couple weeks away.
Okay.
Or
Yeah.
a couple weeks away or a month away or something like that. I gotta go check on Facebook.
Okay. Yeah. Because I was talking to the sister, Sunkaye, who, and I know she was saying, because she had won an award. Actually, I've had a few people on the podcast now. I know Jamel the Trunk Rattler. I know you know about him. He
Yeah,
actually had
that
won.
brother hard. Brother
Yeah,
hard.
Jamel. Yeah, I know he actually won male artist of the year last year, which is interesting. Interesting story behind that. But the
Uh,
sister Simkaye, who she said she had won an award for the podcast of the year. So that's what's up, man. That's dope. So
okay, all praises, all praises.
yeah, man. I mean, Lord willing, you're able to secure a spot on that as well, man. I mean, it's just a beautiful thing that the Most High is allowing you to, showcase your talents, before the nation in the way in which you are, and making all of these connections and stuff. Which I guess leads me to my next question. I mean, what's been the collaboration, side of things been like? Have you been collaborating with a lot of brothers and sisters, in the music scene?
Yeah, I ain't gonna say too much. Got a song with Big Homie Yerk coming very soon. I gotta finish my verse. Got a song with Yerk coming soon. Got a song with Ben Qual, or that's how you say his name.
Benko?
I got some with him. I just gotta I finished the song today. I gotta send him the verse and record it. I got a couple more other features. I ain't gonna say too much. I got a lot of things in the works.
Okay. All praises, man.
I ain't bougie. I ain't bougie. Cause I'm gonna say some people in the Israelite community be bougie, but I ain't
Okay.
bougie. Like I'm down to work with any brother or sister. Like, come on, man. Let's do this for the most high.
Hmm. Okay. I feel you on that, bro. I mean, so you basically you don't consider yourself a celebrity Hebrew, right?
Shoot, I don't care how big the most high bring me up. Shoot. As long as you hard, I'll do a song with you. As long as you hard.
Hmm.
Come on, man. Let's do something.
Yes, bro. I like that energy, man. I like that energy. You record. What are you recording?
a studio, but I'm finna get my own studio pretty soon. So pretty soon I'm finna be taking a break from music and learning how to record myself. Then we gonna get
Okay.
back up and jumping, man. So yeah, I'm finna go ahead and record the rest of this album. Then we got War at Hand Part Two back. It's War at Hand Part Two on the way. I think I'm gonna make that like an album or something. So
Mm-hmm.
we got that on the way. I got a lot of things on the way. I've been working hard, man.
Yes, sir, man. I'll be seeing that, man. I know you've been posting a lot of content on IG and stuff, in the studio, putting that time in and whatnot, bro. Hey,
Con.
trust me, that's exactly where you want to be, man. Because I always think to myself, what I'm saying, like if the Messiah was to come back, what I mean, like what would I want to be doing, like, or how would I want him to find me? You know what I'm saying? And what
Once you
better.
find it, you doing the work.
Exactly, bro. You know what I mean? That's why once again it makes me think of that scripture where it was looking for him. This is when he was at a young age before he started his ministry, when he said, about my father's business. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, what better way for him to find you than doing his will, on that day. So yeah, man. I mean, all praises, bro. And I know you said that you're gonna be taking a break from music for some time, after you get some things taken care of and whatnot, to actually like learn how to like record and stuff like that. And yeah, I definitely encourage you to do so, bro. I feel like, once you are starting to tap into that, um, it'll I feel like, you'll find that the process of making the music is even that much more enjoyable because you're actually taking more of these things into your hands. And it's really not as difficult as some people make it out to be. You know what I mean? It,
Nah,
it
I
doesn't
kind of
have to.
already know how to record a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah. It's not as much of a complex process as people make it out to be. It's really basic. You know what I mean? Like I said, I mean, as long as you have a decent DAW, decent mic, you don't have to have $50,000 mic. All this stuff that people be making you think that you have to have.
Have a
Nah,
little
man.
$200, $300 mic.
Yeah, and you good
You
to go, bro.
sound like the best truth artist out there.
Exactly,
The
bro.
mic right there that you got. I'm gonna get that mic.
Hmm. Yeah, man, and also just to throw this out there as well. I mean, if you ever need mixes or perhaps something mastered or whatnot. I mean, shoot, tap in with me. You know what I'm saying? I can get you right and whatnot. You know what I mean? If that's something that you probably looking to want to have to do, because I know people out there in the world, they might charge something pretty enormous and whatnot, to
Man,
cover those
charging two
studio.
hundred, 300,
Yeah,
400
yeah,
just to mix. Like,
yeah.
man, that's too much, man.
Yeah, just to cover, up some studio fees, keep the lights on, which is understandable. But like I said, people ain't, we ain't in the industry, man. We ain't we ain't Drake or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you know, I always try to look out for my brethren, what I'm saying, that are in Israel, try to keep things more close niche, more in house, you know what I mean, to supply them with the support, what I'm saying, that they need, just so that way they can get their music out there, for the nation, and give them that substance in the music that they need, you know what I mean, not prolong that process. So yeah, definitely tap in with me, I'm saying, if that's something that you ever feel the need to get done, you know what I mean. But like I said, all in all, I mean, it sounds like the Most High, got you very much on a thorough road and journey. I definitely can't wait to see how things shape up for you for the months to come, man. um what was another question I was gonna ask you? uh, uh Hold on. It's kind of escaped me at the moment. Who knows? It might come back. It might not. I don't know. But yeah, I guess, yeah. All right, yeah. That reminds me. That reminds me. I mean, what would your I mean, now that you're on the other side, looking back, where you were and where you currently are right now, for an individual that was once like in a similar position as you are, where it's just like, the like you have that conviction to be on its path, but like the things of the world keep like, tugging at you to like go back on that broad path and stuff like that. And you're finding yourself kind of like, bumping your head, multiple times until you finally just like, all right, I'm done. I'm not looking back. Like what would you tell them? So that way, they don't have to like, go through so much, drama and mess, you know?
One thing I would tell them is just, man, Don't think about the things of the world and forget it, and give everything to the Most High, because it's like no matter what you doing, smoking, shoot, getting drunk, popping pills, can none of that make you feel better. Only the Most High can. It's one thing that I had to learn is all I need is the Most High and the Messiah. That's all I need. All I need is the Most High and the Messiah. Cause I be thinking about I think about the scriptures that David Most High put it on his spirit to write, and it motivates me, like, Most High, like, don't take your spirit away from me. They need that spirit. I would say, seek the Most High, ask for from answers. If you're not in the truth, you trying to find the truth, like, pray, man. Get in that word. Forget what Christian pastor told you. Forget what your friends, your mama, your grandma, auntie, etc. La la la. Forget what they told you. Get in that word. That word gonna fill you up, and pray and ask the Most High. Most High, they gonna be like, God, God, show me the truth. I want to know the truth. I'm seeing all these things. I'm seeing all this prophecy going on. I'm seeing blood red moons. I'm seeing rivers turning red. I'm seeing rumors of war. I'm seeing all these things going on. I want to know what's the truth. What's going on? Most High will fill that void. I can give them the advice of pray, seek the Most High, get in that word, get in the word for themselves. Stop listening to false preachers and false leaders that's going to only lead you to damnation. Pray, ask the Most High, what's the truth?
Yep. And if you ask, trust me, you seek, ye shall find, as the scriptures say, what I mean, you're gonna
Yeah,
get the answers that you're looking for. And that's the biggest thing, man, is just studying to show thyself approved, man. That's all you gotta do, bro. Every man has to work out his own salvation with fear and with trembling, bro. You
yep,
know what I'm saying? And I like how you referenced earlier the parable of the 10 virgins, because that's true. You don't want to be like the five unwise bridesmaids who didn't do their due diligence to go to those that sell to get that oil for their lamps. You don't want to be that at the time of the arrival of the Messiah. I'm telling you, bro. That's it's the last position that you want to find yourselves in. You know what I mean? But how do you do that? You have to do your due diligence and just study, bro. You'll find, I'm telling you, man, you'll find that your faith only strengthens all the more when you do that. You know what I mean? Because when you just go on based off of what another man is telling you, whether it's a camp leader, whether it's a false teacher, you know what I'm saying, who's really, a wolves and sheep clothing, you know what I'm saying, just meant to, uh, pull you away from, the truth. You know what I mean? That's only gonna, lead you down, like you just said, that pathway of damnation. But when you really take your salvation into your own hands, you know what I mean? Everything, I'm telling you, Most High is really going to open up things for you. And that's how you know that you're really truly worshiping in spirit and truth. You're not just some robot regurgitating everything that, you've been hearing either from, a camp leader or, somebody on YouTube or whoever it is. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you know that this thing is for certain and for real because you're putting the time in for yourself to really, you know, to really understand and to really make sure that it really is the truth. You know what I mean? But you only can do that by doing your due diligence. That's why I really love, that scripture, to study that to show that self-approved, man. It's just that simple. It's just that simple, man. You know what I mean? um so yeah, I mean you heard it, out of the brother, Kazak Labs, mouth. I mean, like I said, me, I'm just expounding upon it. I mean, definitely take that to heart, really run with that, especially now in this hour, because any moment Messiah can come back, man. It's gonna be a thief in the night. You know what I mean? It could be at a time, me, I'm just recording, one of these podcast installments. You know what I mean? It might be, you doing a performance on stage or probably, recording a song or something like that. You know what I mean? But the point is, you always got to be ready at any moment. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. I mean, all praise to the Most High for that. All right, so um, I think that pretty much just about covers it. You know, what I mean, I think uh, listeners was able to get a good dose of what's really led you to be in the position that you're in right now. The transformation, the metamorphosis. You know what I mean, from being in the world to being the passionate and zealous servant of the Lord that you are right now. Um, yeah, man, and I'm just hoping that people can hear this, and it just gives them all the more motivation to really stay in this thing and just hang in there, man. You know what I mean? Because I know it's definitely giving me motivation, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just to see like the patience and the mercy that the Most High had towards you, bro. Like, man, and that's all He wants. You know what I'm saying? He just wants obedience in this hour. He just really wants those who are really like going to take the time to really seek His face. Second Peter 3 verses 9, it says, "For the Lord is not slack as men some concerning slackness, but is you know long suffering to usward, not willing that any man should perish, but that all should come to repentance." Most High doesn't want none of us to suffer. He doesn't take pleasure or joy in the downfall of the wicked. You know what I mean? You see all this time that He's been taking to send His Son. You know what I mean? He's doing that for our sake because He wants us to get it. Because once the Hamashiach comes back, bro, that's a wrap. You know what I mean?
Yep.
There's nothing else you can do at that point. There's no more repentance to be had. Ain't gonna be no more, Bible studies and all this and that. It's a wrap at that point. You know what I mean? If you don't got that oil in your lamp at that point, you're finished. You know what I mean? And the last words you want to hear is, "Depart from me, ye that worketh iniquity." You don't want to hear that. You know what I mean? We want to hear, "Well done, my good and faithful servant." You know what I mean? This is why we go so hard. This is why we do the things that we do for the kingdom of heaven's sake, man. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. Kazakh Lab, I mean, it was a pleasure, having you on, bro. Hearing you, ear out, your testimony and sharing that with the nation. Is there any last thing? Actually, before I ask you, if there's anything that you would like to depart and leave with the listeners and whatnot. Like what's the recording process for you, bro? What's the writing process like? Do you just punch in, or like you actually write everything, like all your material out before you record it?
Um, Sometimes I go in the studio and say the song is not really finished all the way.
Hmm.
Sometimes I freestyle the rest and I just let the Father put the spirit on me. But most of the time, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, Slakia. But 10 out of 10, I write my music, then I go record it.
Okay. Interesting, bro. Because I know punching in is like, it's nothing new. I think that originated with Easy E from NWA, but it is something that, like, because I know brethren that do that, especially brothers from out Detroit, like your no names, your Hebrew J's, your Noah just the vessels and stuff. Like, I know them, man. They punch in fanatics, man. But for me, I think I only ever punched in like one time on a song, like one time. Like most of the song was like punched in, but just about everything that I've ever done was, it's just written, bro. I just like to write, man. I like the creativity of it all. I really value like true lyricism and stuff like that. People that really take them, the time to like really put something together that like not only sounds good, but it makes sense. You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah.
and when you combine that, like, and when you combine that with the spirit, bro, oh my gosh, bro, like it's just gonna hit on a whole nother level. So yeah, man. I mean,
No, for real.
yeah, man, yeah.
I
So.
got one song called Babylon Falling. Babylon Has Fallen.
Mhm.
It's a feature. I my whole verse I punched it in. It's a sister called Yariya the Malak. Y'all could go find her on all platforms. She just dropped her EP, or I think it was her mixtape, consists of 4 songs.
Mhm.
I think it's called Babylon Fallen. But yeah, Babylon Has Fallen. You got Old Zion. You got Babylon Has Fallen with me. Uh God, one other song and another song, but yeah, y'all go check her out. She's hard, man. The crazy story is she was recording a song and she didn't have nothing else, and I had like woke up, like Most High woke me up. And I got up like it's like this, woke up. I looked at she playing a song, like she was like, "Oh, I just got done recording. I'm gonna record the rest later." I like, "Dang, you been up this whole time?" She was like, "Yeah." I was like, let me go, let me get on that. Let me hop on that. She was like, all right, don't mess my stuff up. Don't mess it up. I said,
Right.
I know what I'm gonna say. I know exactly what I'm gonna say. And that's why I was like, Hold on, what did I say? Dang, we made that song so long ago, like last year, and we didn't release it to this year. Uh,
Wait, hold on.
Prophecy,
So
April 8th, 400 years is over. Stepping off with the king, 104 soldiers. That song, yeah. But what was you gonna say?
that no. It's just I mean, all praises. So that was the one where you was in the background holding the scripture up, the Bible up.
Oh no, not that song. That's Boy Hand.
Oh, okay. That was nice. I had saw that the other day. I was like, oh shoot, bro, just in the he in the cut, bro in the cut, man, not saying nothing, not doing nothing, just holding the scripture and everything, man. I thought that was dope, man. That was really nice.
Which
Our sister was
one?
on the mic. I had saw it on her page.
Oh no, not that song. That's
No,
that's all
oh
her.
okay. Got you. But it was still a nice visual though. It was a nice visual. Yeah.
I can say I got something dropping pretty soon. I
Hmm.
ain't gonna say too much. I got a video dropping pretty soon. Be on the tune out, look out for that video dropping pretty soon.
Okay. You shoot your own music videos or
Nah, I got a team.
you got a squad? Okay, nice.
Yeah. Y'all can go follow him, Shop by Trey. Y'all can go on my Instagram, Chaazak Live, CHAAZAK _LEB. Go check me out on there. Just dropped on my YouTube the Back to Zion official performance, which got like 194, 5 views short from 200 in 3 days. So just dropped that. Y'all go get that. But more on the way out.
Absolutely. And I'm gonna make sure I'm leaving all the links in the description box. For people to tap in with you and whatnot. And they can find you on all streaming platforms too, right? Like Spotify,
Yeah, but
Apple
when y'all
Music. And
search it up, I know y'all see the LEB, but search LAB because a lot of people cannot find it. When y'all see the name right there,
Mhm.
CHAAZAK space LAB, because it won't let me change the name on all platforms, so I gotta keep it that name. But y'all can find me there. Go catch me on Spotify too if y'all got Spotify, the same name,
Okay,
all
okay.
platforms.
Okay, all praises. All right. So Kazak. Okay, so it is gonna be LA. Okay, all right. But I'm gonna make sure to leave that in the description box for them, so that way, like, they have the conveniency of finding the music and stuff like that. I mean, especially since you just put it out, rather recently and whatnot. So yeah. All right, that's what's up, man. And I know you said you got like some videos and stuff like that coming out, in the squad and what. Like, was it hard to find somebody who can record like the videos for you. It's like somebody could, cause like I said, with everything, bro, like it's all about like, it's all about like, having a nice connection with somebody, what I mean? Somebody that you feel like you can trust and who's really going to deliver. Like, was it like a journey finding that?
Man, it was so hard. What? I'm having so many visions for the videos, man. They
Mm.
nah, I can't shoot that. I don't think that's for me. I'm like, what? I'm talking about having people that in the shop, big people out there. Nah, I can't do that. We good at first, and then they like, nah, I don't think I can do that. I don't think I can fulfill that vision. But I don't know. Like they not having faith in themselves. I'm like, but y'all, I'm getting on. You rather promoting violence, guns, sex, drugs,
Ha, ha.
but you can't promote the Most High God. You can't even promote God. Come on now, y'all rather promote the devilish stuff. Like I'm like mad. I'm like, dang, like y'all can't even do that. But I end up praying on it. Most High led my ox Trey. Trey gonna see this. So yeah, y'all go check out Trey, Shot by Trey. You
Mhm.
know, he led me to him, and that's when we talk Christ talk. And ever since then, we been locked in. I ain't even know my ox was in the truth. I've been 5 months in the truth. I didn't even know at that time. But he said he was seeking the most high, but I ain't know he was in the truth till we start hanging out. Like me and Ak locked in. We get on the phone every day. We study. I bring him through scriptures, most high put it on my spirit because it's not me, but because I'm a vessel. But most high put it on my spirit what certain things to show him. We go through studies, man, motivate him. we uplift each other, like we locked in, like that's my brother.
Okay, okay. That's what's up, man. You know what? I ain't surprised that, you had to go through all of those, different doors like that, you know what I mean? And nobody was really trying to build like that. I'm not surprised, bro, because it's spiritual warfare, bro. That's all it is, man. That's all it is. And you already made mention of it. It's nothing for them to, shoot a visual, about a song where, it's pretty much promoting all the works of the flesh, you know what I'm saying? Lust and idolatry and murder and thievery and all this and that. But when it comes to like something that's actually genuinely for the most high, that's the complete and total opposite of that reckless and poisonous message. It's just like, oh nah, bro, I ain't got nothing for you, bro. And honestly, bro, it's not that they ain't got the capabilities skill wise, but it's just they spirit ain't where it needs to be at. That light you got on you, bro. It's just shining way too bright for them, man. Way too bright for them, bro. Like it's almost like the vampire effect. You know what I'm saying? When you shine the light on a vampire, like you know what I'm saying? Like it burns them and stuff like that, bro. Like that's what it was like for you. You know what I'm saying? Like you trying to do something that's genuine for the most high. That light is just too bright, man. It's burning them. It's burning their spirit. You just can't handle it. So, but hey, everything works out in the most high's time. You got you acquainted with a bro that, not only is down to, shoot and put the visuals together for you, but he himself, he's actually on that path and on that journey too, man. So yeah, man, that's
Being the
that's what's up,
truth,
bro.
man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and that's quite a bit of 'cause I know the brother Dre, out in West Coast, too saucy. I know he has I think Shooter P did it. That's the name of his videographer. So yeah, man. I'm not sure if you saw you probably did see it. The
Yeah,
visual
I
So
just saw
Hebrew.
his
Oh, you did?
recent music. So
Yeah,
Hebrew, hey, that one was hard.
yeah,
That,
man.
that video
Real.
was hard. The
Uh
song was
huh.
hard too.
Yeah, man. A lot of nice visuals. I like the detail that he puts into that. You can tell that he really has a fine eye for videography. And he's just good at what he does, man. He made the brother look real sharp on that one, man. So yeah, and also that Christ talk. Like where was you at when you shot that again? It looked like it kind of reminded me
What?
of like a Greyhound bus station. Where,
Basically at a train station slash bus station. Used to be an old railroad station.
Oh yeah, okay. I had a feeling, bro, because when I saw that, I was like, "Is he at a great?" Because I know all about that, bro. I've rode quite a bit of those in my time, man. Especially when I was living out in Georgia and whatnot, man. I was a Greyhound. Well, actually, no, I was actually more of like an Amtrak fanatic. Going from like Gainesville to ATL and stuff like
Yeah,
that. Yeah, yeah. You know what I mean. But I did write quite a bit of Greyhounds, but Lord willing, I never have one of those again. I think I'm trying to leave that alone. I don't want to be running Greyhounds no more. But you
yeah. I
gotta do
feel
what you
you.
gotta
I
do,
feel
man.
you. I feel
Yeah,
you. All right.
yeah, yeah. But that's what's up, though. You know what I mean? Just letting that light shine wherever you at. I mean, I thought that was dope. I know they probably was just looking like what is he doing?
Nah, it's crazy thing is, we had to ask the lady to shoot up in there, but we told her we wasn't gonna be too loud. So we got that done and got that pushed out. I think it's been like 2 months. It got like 250 views. Like everything just start going up after dripping shit performance.
hmm Okay, yeah, man. So that's one thing I've realized, man. Our people they love visuals, bro. They love visuals, man. I mean, audio pieces is dope, you know what I mean. But our people they really, really, really dig visuals, man. And that's just not even our folks, Israel, man. It's just a humanity thing, People they gotta see it to believe it. You know what I'm saying? Even me, like with the podcast, like last season, season one of the podcast, I wasn't like right now, like how we're both like on the screen and whatnot, and you can see our faces and stuff. I wasn't doing none of this stuff last season. Last season it was just all pure audio pieces and stuff. You know what I mean? But I'm realizing now that I'm doing more visual based stuff. People actually like that more. You know what I'm saying? Actually,
Yeah,
compels them to want to tap in a lot more. So I'm just like, oh, interesting. You know what I mean? But it's the
yeah,
same thing. Same thing with music.
yeah. Of course. Man, I've been noticing that too. Like, man, that's why like I'm very good at like pushing out content and touching the people eyes. Like people think it's so hard, but it's not. Like you just gotta do things, and you gotta do things. Think about it. Think about it like this. You gotta do things that will touch their eyes. that'll make them intrigued. Like, hold on, let
Mm-hmm.
me click on this, and then they click on it and they see it. Like I be seeing what No Name be doing. He be dropping gems of like how to promote the music or how to promote Most High like clever, like things like that. You gotta do things like that with catch they things, like not really things, but take a couple gems of what they do and put it into the music and make it all about the Most High and glorifying Him, but just do it in different ways and
Yeah.
reposting it like time after time. And you will
Mm-hmm.
have them like, bro, what is the hype about this song, bro? Why do he keep reposting it? Then they go check on it. They be like, oh, okay, brother really dope. Oh, okay, like, oh, he go hard. Like, okay. Nah, I'm finna listen to him. And that's how you get people to come in. That's how you get them to be like, who is Yah? Who is, because a lot of people say Yahuwah. Who is Yahuwah? You who's Yahusha? Who's Yahweh? Who's Yahweh Shai? Who's
Mm-hmm.
Jeshaya? Who's Ahia? What are these names? What are
Mm-hmm.
these Hebrew names? Who's Yahaya? Who's Yahayasha? Then boom, you plant the seed. Then boom, they do research. Then boom, they get in that word. They like, hold on. So you telling me he's been talking about the God of the Bible the whole time? Because people get it
Exactly.
mixed up. They be thinking we on a doctrinal or in a cult.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, we're just saying a true internal name and we're coming back to the truth, not falsehood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cult. That's. I'm glad you said that because that's exactly what people think it is, and a lot of that has to do, unfortunately, with the bad example that brothers on the highways and byways have set.
Mm-hmm.
Cussing people out and calling the
Yeah.
white man the devil and all this. That's where a lot of that quote unquote cult title comes from. But nah, it's far from a cult, man. That's not the Lord that we serve. I mean, even though there's a lot, and truth be told, I feel like a lot of those brothers are just plants, man. That
I
they
be
are
saying
connected.
this, bro, and they be getting
Yeah,
mad at me, bro.
yeah,
A lot
yeah,
of them.
man.
Oh, you don't love your brother.
Hmm.
I ain't gonna say too much, but I had a brother the other day that went off on me, bro. Cause I had posted some that a dude had came out of IUIC and he was posting, he was like he's still in the truth, but he was like exposing IUIC bad. Like, and I was like, you see, I told y'all about them camps. That's all I said. I was like, I've been trying to warn y'all about them camps. That's all I said. I reposted the video. I ain't go in. Oh, them brothers, boom. Like, I still love my brothers. They still are brothers at the end of the day. It's all love. But I'll be seeing the top of spirit Israel be walking in, bro. Jealousy, hate. How you say you love your brother and you go on the Instagram and start bashing me, like
Hmm.
bashing me? I'm like, dang. All I posted is the video because most people in camps are agents sent from the government. You think the government can't infiltrate the truth? They did it to Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. They did it to I watched the Black Panthers movie. They
Hmm.
sent our own people to go infiltrate and get him killed. Literally. They said they didn't want the Black Messiah to rise up, and they put this in the movie so we can see. All it was, they didn't want these black groups rising up because they knew if these black groups rose up, they knew we was gonna wake up to the truth. And they knew the Messiah was gonna come back. But
Yeah,
I'm so wrong for exposing falsehood. Like some of the stuff they say is true, but not all of it. You gotta come at people. You gotta come on their level. Some people don't even want to come in the truth because be real, because of what these camps do on the block.
yeah, yeah. And it's set up that way by design. You know what I mean? Because if you got people out there that's spewing all of this hate and whatnot, it's just like, just think about it. That's the essence of like a lot of how people in the world like deal. You know what I mean? Because who's the who's the god of this world? Temporarily, it's Satan himself. You know what I mean? And that's all he's pretty
Yeah,
much about. Yeah. So it's just like, all right, you got these people out here, bashing people over the head with the Bible and whatnot, and coming at them with all of this hatred and all of this venomous energy and whatnot. It's like, why would
yeah,
I want to? You know what I mean? Like, why would I want to associate myself with that? That's why a lot. Like, I'm pretty sure you're familiar with this, but a lot of right now, people are not even really wanting to call themselves Israelites at all. They don't even really want to come off like as if they're
Yeah,
associated with
I
that.
done, I
Yeah,
done seen that stuff, but I tell
yeah,
him, I'm like,
yeah,
if you gonna deny yourself being an Israelite, it's like denying the Messiah. So you
yeah,
gonna deny
yeah.
the Messiah in front of people? Oh, but Messiah said, if you deny me, shoot, you deny my Father,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. So it's like, yeah, if you're ashamed of Messiah, he's yeah, he's gonna be ashamed of you.
and he would
You know what I
deny
mean?
you right in front of all your people. You could have been
Exactly.
walking the truth strong. You,
Mm-hmm.
boy, I rep Israelite hard. It's just not just about being an Israelite. But it's about preaching his truth. It's about preaching the Messiah to the Most High, because that's how you get to the Most High through your Shai. Like, that's how
Mm-hmm.
you get to the Most High. But I'm not ashamed, and I'm gonna be real. Like, I've been getting more confident. I'm not ashamed to, rep the truth. Had the trumpets, menorah, you know, the apocrypha, shoot, the big apocrypha, like.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, I ain't ashamed to have my scriptures. Like, bro, it is what it is. Cause are you gonna be ashamed when we getting persecuted? When the accuser of your brethren come with his army and come with all the nations that's coming against the horde right now, take this mug over, New World Order. You gonna deny yourself then and deny the Messiah? Cause a lot of people be so hyped, talking about, oh, I'ma die for the Messiah. But Peter denied the Messiah 3 times. Do you know not what they was finna do to Peter? They was finna kill him. They was
Mm-hmm.
finna do him the same way. If he would have said I was a believer in the Messiah, you think you ain't gonna get scared in that second too? The Messiah was scared to die. The Messiah was scared to die. That's what a lot of people don't understand. When fear is put in you, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna stand on his name, or are you gonna be like a flunky and give up and, oh, I'm gonna take the mark because I don't want to die? But if you go to Revelation 12 and verse 11, it says they overcame by the blood of the Lamb, and they love not their lives unto death. So what are you gonna do? Not love your life unto death and know that we can overcome by the blood of the Lamb? It's a mental thing. Would
Mm-hmm.
you rather lose your life and get eternal, everlasting life, or would you live the rest of your time here, then Messiah come back and kill you, then you get destroyed again with the lake of fire? Like,
Exactly.
what you gonna choose? Cause I'm tired of people saying I'm gonna die for the Messiah name. When Peter denied him 3 times, you ain't
Mm-hmm.
think Peter was scared? Scared.
Yep.
Fear will make somebody do something, but you can't have that. You gotta let that go. Think about everything the Father had promised Abraham to give to us if we follow the commandments. And what you don't think about it, the same way we came out of Egypt, we're gonna go back to our land again the same way. The exact same way. A lot of Israelites gonna make it to the wilderness, but not gonna make it out. That's the thing about it.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that too, man. I mean, especially the part about like, the fear and whatnot. I mean, because one scripture that I always like to, it's one of my favorite scriptures actually. I know you've heard about it. Hebrews 4:15, for we have not an high priest which cannot be touched with the feelings of our infirmities, but was in all points, tempted as we are, yet without sin. Because it's
Uh,
clearly telling you that the Messiah, everything that we feel, everything that we think is just so unique to us, as far as like our lusts and our temptations and the thorns in our side, like we like to think that like we the only ones going, like, nah, bro, like, you're not the only one going through that. And guess what? The Messiah himself, he had to feel all that too. When it talks about infirmities, it's talking about our impulses, it's talking about our weaknesses and stuff. So I like the fact that you mentioned that the Messiah, he was, fearful to bear his cross the way that he did. I mean, but he
Cause
did
he
it.
kept Cause he
Yeah.
kept asking the Father, he said, can you please take this cup away from me? But he
Hmm.
said, if it was your will, let it be done. He
Exactly.
said,
There
let
you
it be
go.
done. He
There you go.
knew he knew he had to go through it. He knew he was scared, but he knew at the end of the day, this is what I gotta do. This is what I gotta fulfill. Messiah knew the mission. The devil tempted him 40 days, 40 nights. On the last day, he hungry. The devil tempted him. I'll give you all of this. I'll give you the kingdom of the world. Well, he promised everybody that joined the industry and his team. I'll give you this. I'll give you that if you bow down to me. He
Hmm.
said, it is written, thou shalt worship the Most High only, in him only. What? not bound down to no other gods, but worshiping the Most High.
Hmm.
He knew the mission. He knew it wasn't easy. He knew he was gonna be scared, but he knew what he had to do and what had to get finished. He had to die for the name of the Most High in order to redeem us from our sins. Because if you didn't die, shoot, we would all be dead right now. That's what a lot of people need to understand. Old Testament only people, shoot, only New Testament. We gotta understand. Mashiach died for us. He had to go through it. I was going through this over with a sister today, man. I was just the study was endured to the end. I was bringing out a lot of scriptures, but I was referencing the Messiah and all of it. Man, we gotta overcome, but we can overcome by Him. But you know, we can't be scared when these times come. Fear might creep up, but think about what's the eternal thing that you want. Do you want eternal life or do you want eternal damnation and you burning in hell forever because you gave up on the Most High? I want people to think about that because everybody be so hyped about the truth. Hey, but when the fan hit, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when you got death face with you, at you? What you gonna do? You gonna give your life up or you gonna fold and take that mark?
Yep. Yeah, life or death, man. Just like Moses had to ask the children of Israel, you know what I mean? In the days of old, you know, but it's the same question that's being asked to us right now. You know what I mean? All these millenniums later, you know what I'm saying? Life or death, which one are you gonna choose? And it does come with a sense of like, and I like the fact that you know really expounded on this because you know Peter, he did deny knowing the Most High 3 times, bro, and he was one of the main ones. He was one of the main ones that was just like, nah, you know what I mean? You know, he's not gonna do that and whatnot. But when the time
And
came,
what
he
we
did
say today,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
same thing. But you think
Mm-hmm,
you can't deny the Most High when he denied Mashiach 3 times.
mm-hmm,
Three. He was grieved when he did that. Then the Messiah questioned him. I was reading that the other day because I had went over a John again and finished it, then went over it again. The Messiah was like, bro, like checking him, like, bro, do you really love me? You just denied me 3 times. Like that's how he thinking in his spirit. Like, bro, you denied me 3 times. All right, you love me so much, feed my sheep. Everybody be saying they love my Mashiach so much, feed his sheep. What you
mm-hmm,
just sitting around doing? Feed his people. At least plant a little seed or something. You don't got to do too much, so you don't
mm-hmm,
all overwater it. Do a little something. A little something is better than not doing nothing.
mm-hmm. Yep. And it goes back to like what you was talking about, like with the talents. You know what I'm saying? Why don't hide your talents? Don't hide it under the ground. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some are gonna bring back, some are gonna bring back twofold. Some are gonna bring it tenfold, hundredfold. But don't be the one that hides their talents. You know what I'm saying? And then Messiah comes back and then he sees that you've hid your talents. Like, dude, don't do that. Please don't do that.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
You know what I mean? And it also comes with a sense of humbleness as well, because it's just like he was just saying, it is easy to just, be like, oh man, I'm never going to fold and all this and that. But, you got to be careful with that too, because, we already see. And that's the beautiful thing about the scripture, because it reminds me about Romans 15:4. It says, everything that's been written aforetime has been written for our learning. You know what I mean? That through faith and comfort of the scriptures, we might have hope. So knowing that happened, not only to Peter, but the Messiah himself, it should instill within you a certain level of like humbleness, like, whoa, like, it's the Messiah himself, who's the, pinnacle of excellence. If he felt that, then maybe I should check myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I really
Yes.
was in that position, like, would I really be as bold as I'm proclaiming myself to be like right now? You know what I mean? Like, it's just a reality check, man. It's a reality check. Like,
Mm.
I always say it, bro. Pressure reveals somebody to, reveals you to yourself. You know what I mean? It just reveals who people are, period. You know what I mean? Pressure does. You know what I'm saying? Like, when pressure is really put on you, like it's really gonna show you like what you're made of, what you're really about. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things where you just really got to be open and honest about yourself, or with yourself, I should say, and also just like I said, just humility. You know what I'm saying? Humility. Like at the end of the day, man, it's not about being tough or all this and that. At the end of the day, it's just about obedience, towards the Most High. And like you said,
Yep.
unto death. That's what it's about, man. You know what I mean? It ain't about being like the big bad wolf and whatnot. Like nah, man. It's It's not about that, man. You know, it's not.
One of
It's
the
not about
one of the biggest bad wolves in the truth gonna fold.
that.
Gonna
Exactly, bro.
fold, man. It's
Yeah.
prophesized. Oh, biggest people in this truth. You think they won't fold? They just got a name. But check they life behind closed doors.
Ooh.
Let's see when you get faced with that. Are you gonna fold? Better go read Second
Ooh.
Maccabees, boy. Cut your tongue off. Boy, are you alive? Boy, what? You better hope the most high spirit be with you. Boy, you gonna have to go through some stuff to make that kingdom. Most high. All right, right? I elected you, but let's see if you can go through this. All right. Let me push their spirit. Let me put it in their heart, because it's scriptures on that he hardens people's hearts. He put these spirits in people's heart. All right. Who wanna tempt him? Me. All right, go ahead and tempt him. That evil spirit jump into him. All right, we finna torture him. All right, first thing, I'm gonna cut your leg off. You like leg, but you gotta think about it. Dang, I gotta die for the name. Cut your leg off. Uh, arm, cut your arm off. Tongue, cut your tongue off. Cut your genitals off. Cut your nose off. Peel your scalp off with your thing on it. Uh, Dang, he still ain't fold. I'm just giving you examples of Second Maccabees chapter 7. All
Mm-hmm.
right. Final thing we're gonna do: hang him upside down, crucify him upside down, and burn him alive. We talking about one of the prophets that got killed like that. Burn him alive. You like, dang, burnt alive. You done did all this. Burnt alive. Up, you get risen. Here you go. Here go your crown. Here go your linen. Well done, my good and faithful servant. You really stood on business. Think
Mm-hmm.
about that. I want people to think about that. Because we can say, oh yeah, because I had to humble a brother the other day. All right. But what you gonna do when you faced with that? You saying that now? But Peter denied Mashiach 3 times. Stop talking, man. I'm tired of hearing people talk. Oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. No. Stand on it in that day. Don't tell me. You supposed to be trying to please the most high. That's who I want to please. That's who I want to make happy. No. Say it in that day. Cause don't tell me this, and then in that day you don't even do it. You don't even make it. You took that mark. Now you in the lake of fire. Man, stop speaking. Let your action show.
You're feeling, man. I'm feeling that, bro. Let the spirit talk, man. Hey, let's go, man. We having, hey, hey, like Messiah said, where two or three gathered together in my name, there I am in the midst, man. Hey, most
God,
high, he talk. Hey,
hallelujah.
Mashiach, he talking, bro. He talking, man. Hey, we letting the spirit have his free course, bro. I like that, man. Cause, hey, really take everything that the brother saying that the spirit is really, conveying through him, man. Really, really ponder on that. Like me, it's really making me look at self. You know what I'm saying? I need that. I really need that. I'm glad you saying all of this, bro, because I need that. You know what I'm saying? We all have to really think like, hey, in that day, like we're really faced with that type of pressure. Like, really, what are we gonna do? You know what I'm saying? What are we gonna do? It's easy to get on, make a bunch of, content and trying to make it seem like we just so about that life and whatnot. And don't get it twisted. I'm not saying to stop making content and whatnot. Stay fruitful,
God.
yeah, for the most high and whatnot. But at the same time, like really think about that though. That really is something to ponder on. Because if the Messiah, if he wanted that cup to be, taken away from him, like, come on, bro, what? He already told us in St. John chapter 15 that the servant isn't greater than his master, bro. You're not
Yeah.
bet you're not better
Yeah.
than the Messiah? Like, what? Are you crazy? Come on,
Yeah.
man. If he felt that, bro, we're gonna feel it just as much,
Man, I was reading
if
that
not worse.
today. He said,
Yeah,
if they persecuted me, they gonna persecute you.
exactly,
If they
exactly.
hated me, they will hate you. If they
Hmm.
hate me, they hate my father. So they hate you. They not even hating you. It's the spirit hating the Messiah. Then they hate the Most High, which is the Father. Come on now. He
Hmm.
prophesied. He told us this in Luke 21 and Matthew chapter 24.
Hmm.
They will lay hands on you, bring you before the judgment seats, man. Persecute you, do you bad. All right, all right. You say you an Israelite, right? You stand on Christ's name so bad. Let's see if you can go through this. Boy, they gonna try to break you,
There you go,
and they gonna
railroad you,
do it in
man.
front of your family.
Yeah, yeah.
Talking
That's
about,
the
I ain't gonna bring too much out. Talking about, they said we would do this to your kid if you deny the name of the Messiah right now, and you looking like, bro, like what? Like mad as hell. But you can't do nothing but let them do it because what are you gonna do? You gonna love your children more than the Most High and the Messiah? He said, if you do that, boy, you not worthy of him.
Not worthy of me. Yep. I'm happy you said that. Yep. Absolutely.
What?
Yeah. You that love father, mother, sister, brother, you know, wife, children more than me is not worthy of me, man. That's a fact, man.
That's why Messiah said, I'm about my father's business. Mary
Hmm.
tried to check the Messiah. He like, what? Like, I'm about my father's business. Like, shoot. And that's how we gotta be. Like, I want people to ponder and think on this. Like, bro, are you gonna love your whole family more? And the Most High tell you to flee. When it's time, he tell you to flee, maybe flee out the country or flee into the wilderness. You like, dang, I don't want to leave my mama. I don't want to leave my family. But are you gonna make the choice to stand on that and have faith? All right, you gonna get me through this album. Dang, I gotta go through this. Talking about going 5 days, a whole week without eating, and the Most High just bless you, give you a pathway to eat, or send crows to even bring you food. Like that's in Torah right there. That's in Old Testament right there.
Hmm.
Are you gonna have that faith to do these things? Cause it's gonna get crazy in this world, man. I don't even know how long we got to even make music, make content. That's why I'm pushing out the music at a fast rate. I'm pushing now. I don't know how much time we got left.
That's
And
a
the
fact, man.
amplify in the spiritual realm, it's already has.
Yeah. Yeah.
Messiah
Especially with.
opening up seals. Boy,
Hmm.
it's finna get bad. People don't like to hear this talk. Oh, oh, you tweaking. Let's talk about something else. But we gotta talk about it. Cause you're gonna be ready when he coming like thief in the night and you looking stupid, looking crazy. Man, that's why I talk about this all the time. Oh, you doing too much. No. Are you gonna be ready? We supposed to be ready. We supposed to be warning. We supposed to be the watchman. Blood on your hands if you don't warn. You supposed to be the watchman. And you not preparing yourself for these things. You not even putting it in the front of your eyes, your eyelids, like dang, like thinking on it, like dang, I gotta prepare myself. Not even speaking to your people about it. Like at least say something. All right, Messiah coming. All right, and keep learning. All right, you don't want to listen to me. At least tell them some. Some a little some is better than telling them nothing. Then Most
Hmm.
High judge you for that, bro. You didn't tell them. You didn't tell them. Shoot, I warned them. Shoot, I warned them. I told them as much as I could. They ain't want to listen. You know, just tell them little. People be acting like you got to tell them something big. Sometimes you can plant little seeds. Sometimes people just overwater too much. And that's why the person never understands or gets the truth or try to question the truth because you overwatering. You ain't let the Most High do his work yet. You
Hmm.
supposed to tell them something and let them ponder it and think on it. And if it's the Most High will, they will come back and ask you questions like, hold on, so what you mean? Because they will start getting the fear of the Most High in them. They will start fearing. They'll start being scared, like, bro, like, dang, okay. That's how I came in the truth. I was told prophecy in 2021. I seen the prophecy start fulfilling out. I'm like, dang, I got to get my life right. I knew a little bit Bible prophecy before. Didn't know that much, but I started learning. I came in the truth 2022 because of prophecy, because I see what was going on. I wanted to get my life right. I didn't want to just Messiah come and I wasn't found worthy of doing nothing. Man, everybody think about that, man. Prepare yourself. We got some days coming ahead of us.
Absolutely, man. Get on the ark while you still can, man. Days of Noah.
Come.
Even the days of Noah, man. Get on that ark, bro. They didn't want to. The way you talking is exactly how Noah was talking to them in that day. You know what I mean? He was
Man,
building
he
up
was
that ark.
warning them.
Yeah.
They was not taking heed, was not listening.
Hmm.
He and that shit, they are boom, just knocking. But no, I didn't even say one cuss word. But nah, they was knocking, they was knocking. They was knocking. Boom, 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 boom. Shoot, I can't save you now. Shoot, I can't save you now.
Hmm. And that's the thing about it, like, because even at that moment, I think he even still like had like a heart of empathy towards them, but the Most High wasn't gonna allow that though, man. He wasn't gonna allow them to get on
He was
that
like,
ark, bro.
no.
Nah, man. Yeah, more than enough time. All these, and he was building that art for years, bro. Years, man. Oh my gosh, bro. I think it was like what 90, 90 plus years he was building that shit, bro.
Dang.
He was building it for a minute, bro. He was building it for a minute. You know what I mean? Most of us, bro, we lucky to see 30, 50 years old these days and times. You know, they was
I
living to
just
see
turned
like,
21. I
oh yeah, all praises, bro.
just turned
Okay.
21.
21, man. 21 going strong, bro. Hallelujah. You know, especially at a, you know what I mean? It's not too common, you know, you find a lot of brothers, you know, at a, you know, young age. Cause you know what they say a lot about what is it, Gen Z and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, they just, and I don't agree with that, bro. I don't agree with that. I don't agree that, you know, there's no hope for them. Stop that, man. Stop that BS, dude. That's all.
I
That's
think
just
at the
the devil's a lie,
think
bro.
think at the age of 6 he had Jeremiah working.
Yeah,
Jeremiah
man.
was 6 years old. He
Yeah,
was he
man.
was like, dang, I don't know what to say. Father was like like how the father was back then. He's always the same, but he has more grace and mercy now. But he
Mm-hmm.
was like what? You doubted my power? He said, I will put my words in your mouth. Jeremiah was all right. Shoot, it worked. Jeremiah is 6 years old, a 6-year-old prophesying to these people. The spirit of the Most High upon him talking. If a 6-year-old can receive the truth, shoot, a 7-year-old, 8-year-old, 9-year-old, 13-year-old, it don't matter how old you is. Stop making excuses for yourself. Age don't mean nothing. Most High is not a respecter of person. He don't care how old you is. You see how he killed the kids in Egypt. Then he killed all them children back in the wilderness too, because they family wanted to be obedient. So he killed all of them, swallowed them up in the hole. Uh, you remember the story? I think it was in the book of Deuteronomy, or it was in the book of Numbers, when that Israelite, I think they had went into the land of Jordan,
Mm-hmm.
and they had end up, I forgot which one it was. They had end up going into that land, taking it over, and they had took gold, and the Most High was basically like destroy everything. He don't care what it is, and he took gold and he hid the gold, and the
Yeah.
Most High told Moses and Aaron like search out the congregation, and
Mm-hmm.
they found him, and they killed his whole family. They killed him, his kids. Like Most High ain't playing. He ain't sparing nothing.
Yeah.
He ain't sparing
Yeah.
the ride for nobody. He ain't no respecters. He don't care who you are. All right, bet. Even it's a book of, I was reading the other day where it talks about in Revelations how that if the woman that's causing his servants to fornicate and keep seducing them with fake doctrine, that he would kill that woman and he would kill their children. So I ain't doing no plan.
Nope. Not at all, man. That's why I said it's the hour to get on that art. You know what I'm saying? Get that oil in your lamp. You know, really get your faith right, bro. That's why I was telling you, bro. Like, if it was to all in today, you know what I mean? I'm not really holding on to anything for real. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the
Uh,
day, I know that this ain't my rest. Like, I'm sure you heard of the that one parable that the Hamashiach told, the parable of the rich fool. You know how he had all these possessions and stuff like that, and you know he was trying, basically he was so caught up with his possessions, you know, he was trying to make more make provisions to like multiply more space for them to occupy and whatnot, because he had a lot of stuff, you know what I mean. But at the end of the parable, it was so, it was funny, bro. It makes me laugh every time I read it. It was just like Most High was just like, you know, thou fool, you know what I'm saying, calling this man a fool with all the riches and stuff, because it's just like he was pretty much asking him, like, what if I commanded your life this night? Basically, what if I took your life tonight? Like, who are he pretty much was asking him, like, who are you gonna give all these riches that you laid up for yourself to? You know what I mean? That's when he was just like, um, you know, like not being rich towards him. Like he was so rich here, but he wasn't rich towards him. You know what I mean? And it's just like that's just not the position that you want to find yourself in, especially right now in this hour. Like you don't want to be so caught up in like all your possessions and stuff like that. It's nothing wrong with like resources and stuff like that. It's nothing wrong with that at all. But you don't want to make that your, because Messiah already told us, you know, you can't serve two masters. You know what I'm saying? You can't, you know, love the Most High. You can't love God, and you can't love Mammon. You know what I mean? Because you're gonna
Yeah.
love one and you're gonna hate the other. You know, you got to choose who you're gonna serve. That's why I said you can't be 1 foot in and 1 foot out, man. It doesn't work. It doesn't work, bro. You know what I'm saying? A corrupt tree can't bring forth good fruit. You know, a good tree can't bring forth corrupt fruit, man. You know what I mean? There's only one side that you can be on. And a lot of people, they're already making the decision on who they want to serve in this hour. You know what I mean? And it shows in their actions. Like I said, man, ain't about what you say, bro. It's all about your actions, bro. That's where I'm at. And I'm sure you know you that's how you look at things too, bro. You know what I
Matthew
mean?
23, man.
Yeah, man.
He
Yeah.
was condemning the Pharisee. They was mad. He told the
Hmm.
people, don't do as they do, but do as what they say.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, he chastised them, man. Oh my gosh, bro. And people be saying that we bad, bro, man. If y'all haven't read Matthew 23, I highly recommend y'all read that, man. That was a total cut from the Messiah to the hearts of the scribes and the Pharisees, and just a lot of their spiritual pitfalls and failures and stuff like that. Just really calling out their hypocrisy, man. I highly recommend y'all read that, man. You know what I mean? Because that right
Yeah.
there, it just once again, it just goes to show you like it's not about what you say, it ain't about how much scriptures you can quote and all this and that, and making everything look like, oh, you just really on a level and on that type of time and whatnot. Oh, dude, at
Yeah.
the end of the day, it's all about first and foremost your heart posture, number one, and number two, your actions. You know, that's what
Yeah.
the Most High is looking at. You know what I mean? You're not gonna know a man
Um,
by what he's saying, but you know
what
what
he
he's
do?
actually doing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just that simple, man.
All
You know what I
praises,
mean?
hallelujah. All praise to the Most High. All honor and glory go to the Most High.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. All praise to the Most High, man. You know, and you know, oh man, yeah. Like I said, man, that's something I definitely need to hear myself, man. I really did, bro. I really did, because that day is gonna come, bro. It will come. You know, like a thief in the night. And we look at a lot of our forefathers, even the apostles. You know, we see like how a lot of them had to, fate like Paul. Oh my gosh, man, this man had to get persecuted, dude.
Bro, they
Stephen.
had gruesome deaths, bro.
Yes,
And everybody
yes.
want to be like they for the Messiah. They call him Christ, but that's not his name.
Mm.
Hamashiach. Everybody be like they for Hamashiach so bad. But are you, if it came down to it today, and they ask you, all right, denounce your Messiah. And you want to say, all right, I denounce, and they like, all right, hold on one thing before I kill you. Let's torture him. Ooh, people gonna get scared.
Yeah,
Think
man.
about that.
Yeah, yeah,
Affliction.
that is
If he
coming.
got to earn his stripes, which was talking about in, I think it was Hebrews. If he got to earn his stripes, you got to earn your stripes.
Hmm. Yep.
It's before you
He,
get a level up, you got to earn your spot. It's like getting a level up. What's your level up gonna be? A glorified body, everlasting life, no more pain, no more heart, no more sorrow, no more none of that. Just everlasting life. All right, let me put you to the test. Go through this.
yep.
That's how
That's
it
it,
is.
man. That's it, man. That's it, bro. Absolutely. And if there's and I mean, is there some like if there was one scripture that you really wanted them to like meditate on, bro, like what would you like what direction would you point them in to like really meditate on a lot of like what's been discussed here?
Um, I can say, let me, because I brought up that scripture earlier. This what you want, and this what you need in the days that we going to. So let's go to Psalms 51. Let's go to Psalms. I got two scriptures to bring up.
Okay. Take your time, bro.
Um, Psalms 51 and verse 11. It reads, it says, cast me not away from thy presence. Cast me not away from your essence, your power, the Most High. It says, and take not thy Holy Spirit, thy Ruach HaKodesh from me. We want his spirit to be on this. We need to be praying the same prayer, David. Most High, cast not that spirit away from me. Please, please don't take it off from me. I need your spirit. I need your power. Beg him. Literally beg the Most High. People think they can't. They could never beg the Most High. No, beg him. Beg him, please give me your spirit. Please, please. Because that's what you're going to need in that day to go through them gruesome things. Then we got Psalms 119. We got Psalms 119 and verse. Let me see. I was going to go with this verse, but let me
Yeah, that was a solid one that you pulled from Psalms 51, man. Yep.
go.
Gotta keep that spirit, man. That's everything, bro. If you ain't got the spirit, bro, get it, man. You got nothing. You ain't got nothing, bro. Words
Watch
just
this.
fall flat.
I'm going to let the spirit guide me. All right. This Psalms 119 and verse 72. This Psalms 119 and verse 72. It says, the law of thy mouth is better unto me than thousands of gold and silver. Your commandments, your book, your statutes is better to me than the riches of these realms. It's better to me than this whole couch I'm sitting on, this whole phone, the shoes, the clothes, anything that I got on. This is my way of salvation. Your law, your Torah, your commandments, faith in Hamashiach. That's the thing that's way more valuable to me than thousands of gold, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, tassels, this and that. Everybody wanna be so big, flashy, flashy. This is better than thousands of that combined. It says the law of my mouth, the law of thy mouth is better than unto me than thousands of gold and silver. He's telling you commandments is better than anything that's gonna lead you to life. Nah, for real.
Oh, praises, man. Shoot, man. It most again makes me think again about the brothers song, Hezekiah, so pure. You know what I mean? Making the desires pure, bro. Hey,
Gone.
man. Things of the world, like how you said in the song, the things of the world, it's time to ignore, bro. That's a fact,
Yeah.
man. That's a fact, bro. When I'm telling you, because when your mind is really locked in on Most High and Mashiach, bro, I'm telling you, you're not really going to too much be worried about. You're not even really going to flinch too much about like the things of the world and keeping up with the trends and the flows and what's going on and whatnot. I mean, you might be aware, you might see it, but you're not gonna be like it's not gonna overly consume you. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you know that really it doesn't really matter. It don't. At the end of the day, your soul focus is on the Most High and just getting your soul right, getting your faith strong in this hour, bro. Because it's everything, man. It's everything. If you don't got your faith, if you ain't got your spirit where it needs to be at, you know what I mean. You're not really seeking to have the Most High like really pour His Spirit all out through you, so that way your cup overfloweth.
Gone.
Yeah, yeah, man. That's
Man,
what
you
it's
want that
about.
spirit on you, man.
Hmm.
But how you get it? Through the Bible. I'm not just talking about 66, the whole book, man. The
Yeah.
whole book, because they took many books out. But people be thinking they too good to go read. They be too scared to go read the lost books. But it was the original Bible.
Hmm.
The whole Bible, not just 66. You need the whole Bible. A lot of people just be caught up on 66. Then you got some denominations that teach against Apocrypha. Like, oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. And there's a lot of good stuff in the lost books too, bro. Wisdom of Solomon, Ecclesiasticus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, you got Bill and the Dragon, got the first and second Maccabees. You can't go without reading that stuff, man.
And
You
you got
can't,
third,
bro.
fourth Maccabees. Shoot.
Yeah.
You got first Baruch, second Baruch, third Baruch, fourth
Hmm.
Baruch. Like, how many
Yeah.
Baruchs is it? You got a lot of books they done took out.
Hmm.
But it did say in the last days that knowledge shall increase. So we finding out more books that they done took, more history that they done took from us. Got the 12 patriarchs, books of Adam and Eve. Like you got a lot of books out here. A lot of
Hmm.
people don't take heed to. Read them, man. Pair them up with the scripture. Ask the Most High for the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Stop listening to man, bro, and go in the book for yourself. That's
Mm,
what I had to do. I don't listen to no
absolutely.
camp videos all day. I get in that word, man. Now I want the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding for myself. I want to be in that secret place where he revealed unto Job the secrets. That's what I want. I want the secrets. You can get the same wisdom, knowledge, like understanding as them people if you go on the word for yourself.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And once again, I like the fact that, you know, you highly emphasizing once again, bro, study to show thyself approved, bro. Study. If there's anything at all that I'm telling you, bro, that I've learned over these past, man, okay, I say 5 because it's been like what 8, like about 8 years, yeah, 8 years, close to 10, being in the faith, bro. I say, but
Dang, for real.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
All
yeah, yeah,
praises, man.
yeah, man.
Wow. I've been in the truth for like 3 years, man.
Oh yeah, all praises, man. It's a journey, bro, but it's a beautiful one, though, bro. It's a beautiful one. I'll praise the Most High for that, bro. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's all about growing and learning, man. You know what I mean? So yeah. But I say over the past 5 specifically, bro, the main thing that I've learned more than anything is just like I said, man, seek the Most High for yourself, bro. It's so easy to like put yourself in a position where it's just like it's almost like you're a robot. You know what I mean? You just going with everything a man is telling you. That's why I said like it's funny because there's a bro of mine. He makes the analogy of like a parakeet. You know what I'm saying? Like you know how the parrots like they just say everything that you say, bro. But
I know what
that's
you
what
talking about. I know what you talking
yeah,
about.
but that's exactly what it is, bro. It's just like, dude, like stop sounding like a parakeet, man. Like study for yourself, bro. Like get the knowledge, get the wisdom for yourself. Like have your own mind. It doesn't mean to be rebellious against those who are trying to teach you something or trying to instill with you some wisdom. But my thing is like if the spirit, if you're not really feeling led to do that, then don't like seek the Most High, seek his counsel. You know what I mean? Look to see what direction he's really guiding you in. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Because at the end of the day, he's the one. The Most High doesn't have need of a counselor. You know what I mean? We need counseling because we don't, like I said, we don't. We're not all knowing. We're not all wise. We're not all understanding. The Most High, he doesn't need a counselor. You know what I mean? He's the Most High. He's the Ancient of Days. He's the Alpha, the
Yep.
Omega. You know what I mean? He doesn't need a counselor. He's a counselor of counselors. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
if you really feel stuck somewhere, you know what I mean? Do your due diligence first and foremost. Like, study to show thyself approved, but reach out to him. Latch on to him, and he'll give you the wisdom, and he'll give you the understanding that you need. But the last thing you want to do is just like and it's totally understandable. I mean, because if you just coming fresh into the faith, you know what I mean. It's totally understandable to just I guess go with what everybody else is telling you because you a babe. You know what I mean. You like a baby, you like an infant, you know what I mean? Like when an infant is like being breastfed and stuff like that, you don't know nothing, you know what I mean? So it's normal, or it's totally understandable if that's kind of like how you are. But after some time, the Most High, he really is going to start to take you through, different avenues for you to grow, because you're not supposed to just stay in that same spot forever, bro. Like we're called into this thing to grow and to expand our horizons, as far as our understanding and our wisdom goes. So and a large part of that is really seeking the Most High in spirit and in truth. You really have to be in control of your own salvation. That's why Apostle Paul, that's why he told to the church in Philippia, you know what I mean? I think it's in Philippians chapter 4. To study to show thyself, not study to show thyself, improve my fault. To work out thy own salvation
With
with
fear
fear
and
and with trembling.
trembling.
Yeah, you have to do it, bro. Your own key word, own, yours. Yours, like Cat Williams said, yours, nigga, yours. You know what I mean? You got to do it for yourself. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. That's the biggest thing, and it's a liberating feeling too. You know what I mean? It's a liberating feeling. So yeah, man. All praises to the Most High, just for His glory, for His wisdom, His knowledge, and also waking us up at the end, like the song "Mercy," by His as well. You know what I mean?
I
So
know that song.
yeah, man, that's the one right there, bro. That's one of my favorite ones that he ever did. So yeah, man. Um, but is there any other you know, words of wisdom, encouragement that you would really like to instill within the nation, bro? As we're starting to bring things to a close here with the installment.
Man, just keep uplifting y'all, man, and just keep worshiping and praising, man, and just keep preaching the Messiah, man. But uplift that voice, man. Like David said, man, praise y'all, man. Don't care what nobody gotta say. Your parents, anybody, man. Praise the most high. Lift our voice up like a trumpet and spare not. That's what Isaiah said. Do it in wisdom, but don't spare them, man. We at the end. We in the last hour. You think we got time to keep playing about what people feelings and how they feel? No, don't spare them. Cause you think the Most High gonna spare you when on Judgment Day? Don't spare them, but move in wisdom when you do it. We can't spare their feelings. A lot of people feel too comfortable right now.
Mhm.
They too comfortable in their sin. You got to start convicting them, but not you, but letting the Most High use you to convict them. People got to feel convicted.
Yeah, people are comfortable in their sin, man. They've accepted the dark for light, man. You know what I mean? But through you, the Most High is trying to, we rework the way in which their mind works. He's trying to convert that heart of stone to flesh again. You know what I'm saying? So that way they'll, like you said earlier, you know what I'm saying, they'll start to have their fear again. You know what I mean? And start seeking them out and getting their souls right. So yeah, man, powerful, bro, powerful, man. So all praise to the Most High, Amashiach, um, allowing us to, have the brother Kazak Leb. I don't know why I was saying loud. Yeah, see, that's why, like I said, bro, because I
That's it
really
in
be.
paleo. Then you got modern, which is
Mm-hmm,
really spelled Chazak like Chazak Leb, but you got that. But I just put the paleo in it for the two A's, to do
yeah,
paleo. But yeah, it's really Chazak Zak Leb.
Kazak Leb. Okay. Glad that I'm hearing it straight from you, bro, because I don't like butchering people's names like that, man. I don't. So
A
yeah, man,
lot
I'm
of
glad I'm
people be
hearing it
saying
from
my
you.
name wrong. They Shazak Shazak. I'm like, whoa, that's not how you say my name.
Wait,
But I'll be
what
like,
what
I understand.
what is the name meme again? By the way.
It's like a man with courage, a man with strong faith in the Most High, a man
Mm-hmm.
with heart, a man with love, a uplifter, basically a leader. Somebody that's just on their own path, just seeking the Most High and just you know, having that courage, that strength, that faith to just keep pushing through, and that love of the Most High. That's what my name means.
Okay, got you. And you very much embody that, bro. You very much embody that, man, for real. You know what I mean? And like I said, man, all praise to the Most High and the Mashiach that we was, finally able to
Hallelujah.
get together for, an installment, man. Like I said, I'm gonna be leaving all of your information in the description box for people to, keep up with you, man. I mean, tap in, man. Tap in, support the brother Kazak Aleb, man. Keep up with what he's got going on, man. And just all in all, bro, just continue to seek the Most High, man. You know what I mean? Continue to seek the Most High. Keep him at the forefront of your mind. You know, let the kingdom of heaven continue to be the apple of your eye because we going back, man. Just like you see, on the cover art for Back to Zion. That's where we're going, man. We're going back home, bro. Most High is gonna take us out of this place. He's not gonna let us keep going through these, moments of hardship or you know the groanings and the pains and stuff like that of just wanting to finally leave this place. Trust me, he hears all of that, man. The Most High hears all of that as he sits on his throne, man. You know what I mean? But the biggest thing is just once again having that truthful and sincere heart. You know what I mean? Because we already know he doesn't listen to the prayers of sinners and whatnot because sin separates you from him, man. You know
Yep.
what I mean? So yeah, man. I mean, just giving all praises. Brother Kazak Lev, man, it was like I said, man, it was a privilege having you on, bro. Like I said, I encourage you to just keep doing what you're doing, man. Pray that the Most High continues to keep you on the straight and narrow road. You stay productive in his ministry, bro. You continue to spread his light, his goodness, man, and just like I said, moving with all of that fire and all of that conviction that you have, man. Because like I said, bro, that's what we need in this hour, bro. We need that. You know, we need that,
Uh-huh.
and we cannot deviate from that, man. Not even for a second, bro. You know what I'm saying? The enemy, he wants so badly for us to deviate from our moral compass, bro. Nah, man. Nah, bro. Can't do it. You cannot do it, bro. We too close, bro. We too close, man. You know what I'm saying? So,
Nah, for
um,
real.
yeah, man.
We in that hour, y'all. Too close.
Yeah, man. Much, much too close, bro. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. It's been another installment to you all. Kingdom Music Reviews podcast. Hope to catch you guys on the next one. I'll say peace. Shalom to y'all. Love y'all.
Shalom, shalom, y'all. Shalom.
Kwam Yasharala.
Kwam Yasharala.
All right, shalom.
All right, shalom.